Imagine this, you've planned the perfect vacation, flights booked, hotels reserved, itinerary set. But what about travel insurance? Is it just an unnecessary expense or a lifesaver in disguise? Let's unravel the mystery of travel insurance. At its core, travel insurance is a type of coverage designed to protect you from various financial risks and losses that can occur while traveling. From the moment your feet leave your home's doorstep to the moment you return, travel insurance has got your back. Now, you might be thinking, but I've traveled before without any hiccups. Why would I need travel insurance now? It's a common misconception that travel insurance is just for the accident-prone or those with a knack for losing their luggage. But here's the truth. Travel insurance is for everyone because, let's face it, life is unpredictable. Think about it. Unforeseen circumstances like a sudden illness, a family emergency, or even a global pandemic can swiftly turn your dream vacation into a nightmare. And without travel insurance, you could be left to bear the brunt of these unexpected expenses. Another misconception about travel insurance is that it's a luxury, not a necessity. But consider this. Would you drive a car without car insurance? Probably not. So why would you travel, something that inherently comes with its own set of risks, without travel insurance? Travel insurance isn't just about recovering lost luggage or getting a refund for a canceled flight. It's about peace of mind. It's about knowing that if something does go wrong, you won't be left in the lurch. It's about ensuring that your hard-earned vacation isn't ruined by unforeseen circumstances. So before you dismiss travel insurance as an unnecessary expense, remember this. Travel insurance isn't for the things you can predict, it's for the ones you can't. Because when it comes to travel, it's better to be safe than sorry. After all, your peace of mind is worth far more than the cost of a travel insurance premium. And that, dear travelers, is why travel insurance is not just a good idea, it's a necessity. Picture this, you're hiking in the Swiss Alps, you slip, and suddenly you're in need of medical assistance. Without travel insurance, you could be left with a hefty bill. Let's talk about medical emergencies abroad. The thing about emergencies is they're unpredictable. You could be the fittest person in the world and still, an accident or sudden illness can strike without warning. And when you're thousands of miles away from home, in a country where you don't speak the language, and the unfamiliar medical system can be daunting, it's even worse. When it happens, you might be thinking, I'm healthy, I've got my regular health insurance, I'll be fine. But here's the kicker. Your domestic health insurance may not cover international emergencies. Even if they do, they might not cover the full cost, leaving you to handle the rest. Medical care abroad can be shockingly expensive. A simple visit to a doctor in a foreign country can cost hundreds of dollars. Hospitalization, especially in private facilities, can run into thousands. And if you need medical evacuation, you're looking at a bill that can easily exceed $100,000. Now, imagine dealing with all of this while you're unwell or injured. It's a stress nobody needs on what should be a joyous occasion. Travel insurance alleviates this burden. It can cover medical expenses, including hospital stays, doctor visits, and even medical evacuation. It's like having a safety net that catches you when you fall, literally and metaphorically. It's also worth noting that some countries require proof of travel insurance as part of their entry requirements. This is especially true if you're applying for a visa. So not only does travel insurance protect you from astronomical medical costs, but it can also make your journey smoother and less hassle-filled. In conclusion, no one plans to get sick or injured while on vacation. But life is unpredictable. A medical emergency can turn your dream vacation into a financial nightmare. But with travel insurance, you can focus on getting better and enjoying your trip without worrying about the bill. Health is wealth, but when you're abroad, it can also be a significant financial drain. Don't let a medical emergency turn your dream vacation into a nightmare. So, you've planned the perfect trip, but something unexpected happens and you need to cancel. Without travel insurance, you could lose every penny. Imagine this scenario. You've been meticulously planning a dream vacation for months. The flights are booked, the resort's reserved, and the adrenaline is pumping. But then, life happens. A family emergency, a sudden illness, or an unexpected work commitment forces you to put your travel plans on hold. Now, not only are you dealing with the disappointment of a canceled trip, but you're also faced with the financial loss of non-refundable bookings. Sounds like a nightmare, doesn't it? That's where travel insurance comes into play. Reliable travel insurance policies offer coverage for trip cancellations, providing reimbursement for prepaid, non-refundable expenses. So, if you need to cancel your trip for a covered reason, you can recoup your losses. But it's not just about cancellations. What if you've already embarked on your journey and an unforeseen circumstance forces you to cut your trip short and return home early? This is where the interruption benefit of travel insurance proves its worth. It can cover the costs of an unscheduled return flight and reimburse the unused portion of your trip. Imagine being stuck in a foreign country, dealing with a crisis and having to worry about the financial hit of an unplanned return flight. It's not a situation anyone wants to find themselves in, but with travel insurance you can navigate through these interruptions with a safety net to catch you. Moreover, some travel insurance policies also offer cancel for any reason or interrupt for any reason coverage. These options give you even greater flexibility, allowing you to cancel or cut short your trip for reasons that may not be included in standard policies. In essence, travel insurance acts like a buffer, protecting you from the financial blow of unexpected trip cancellations and interruptions. It's about peace of mind, knowing that if your plans have to change, your savings won't have to take the hit. Life is unpredictable. Travel insurance ensures that even when things don't go according to plan, your bank account won't suffer. Imagine losing your luggage, or worse, having it stolen. Without travel insurance, you're left to replace everything out of pocket. It's not just about the financial loss, but also the stress and the time wasted that could have been spent exploring your destination. But with travel insurance, you get to enjoy your trip and leave the worries behind. Travel insurance can be a lifesaver when it comes to lost, stolen, or damaged belongings. From your suitcase filled with clothes to your high-end camera or your beloved travel guitar, these items can be expensive to replace, not to mention the sentimental value that some possessions might hold. Now, let's paint a picture. You're on a journey of a lifetime, exploring the cobblestone streets of a quaint European town. Suddenly you realize that your camera, with all its precious memories, is missing. Or worse yet, you arrive at your destination, but your luggage doesn't. It's an unfortunate reality of travel, and it happens more often than you might think. This is where travel insurance steps in. It covers the costs associated with lost, stolen, or damaged belongings, up to a certain limit. Depending on your policy, you could be reimbursed for the actual cash value of your items or the cost of replacing them. In some cases, travel insurance can also help you with emergency purchases of essential items if your bags are delayed. However, it's important to remember that not all travel insurance policies are created equal. Some may offer more comprehensive coverage than others. It's crucial to read the fine print and understand what's covered and what's not. For example, some policies might not cover high-value items, or they may have a per-item limit. Moreover, most travel insurance policies require you to take reasonable steps to protect your belongings. Leaving your camera unattended in a public place might not be covered. So, while travel insurance can give you peace of mind, it's still essential to be mindful about your belongings. Losing your belongings is a hassle. Replacing them shouldn't have to be. With travel insurance, you can focus on making memories, knowing that you're covered should the unexpected occur. Natural disasters and travel advisories are out of your control, but with travel insurance, the financial impact doesn't have to be. Now let's imagine you've planned a dream vacation to a tropical paradise. You've booked the flights, reserved the hotel, and even planned out your sightseeing itinerary. Suddenly, a hurricane hits your destination. Flights are canceled, hotels are closed, and your dream vacation turns into a nightmare. Without travel insurance, you're left to bear the financial brunt of this unforeseen circumstance. You'll have to swallow the cost of the non-refundable flights, hotel bookings, and even those advance tickets to the local attractions. But with the right travel insurance, these expenses could be covered, saving you from a hefty financial hit. Similarly, consider the sudden issuance of a travel warning. Political unrest or a disease outbreak could turn a safe destination into a danger zone overnight. In these instances, it's not just your money that's at stake, but your safety as well. Again, travel insurance can be your financial safety net. Many policies will cover the costs of a trip cancellation or interruption due to a travel warning. Some even offer coverage for emergency evacuation, a service that could potentially save your life in a dangerous situation. Remember, the world is unpredictable. Natural disasters and travel advisories can occur at any time, anywhere. You could be traveling to a region known for its stable weather and political climate, and still be caught off guard by an unexpected event. While travel insurance can't control these unpredictable factors, it can certainly offer some control over the financial impact. It's about safeguarding your investment in your travel plans, ensuring that you're not left out of pocket due to events beyond your control. So, as you plan your next adventure, take a moment to consider the unpredictable. Can you afford to bear the cost of a canceled trip? Would you be able to evacuate in an emergency without insurance? If the answer is no, then travel insurance isn't just a good idea, it's a necessity. Travel insurance can't prevent natural disasters, but it can certainly cushion the financial blow. Ignoring the importance of travel insurance can cost you more than you think. We've all heard the saying, ignorance is bliss. But when it comes to travel insurance, ignorance can be downright costly. Imagine you're halfway across the world, basking in the glory of an exotic locale. Suddenly you fall ill, or have an accident. The local medical facilities might not be up to the standard you're accustomed to, or worse, they're astronomically expensive. Without travel insurance, you're left footing the bill, and trust me, it can amount to tens if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. But it's not just medical emergencies. Let's say you've booked the trip of a lifetime. You've paid for flights, accommodation, tours, the works. Then something unexpected happens. A family emergency, a sudden illness, or an unforeseen work obligation. If you're uninsured, that cancellation fee is on you. And it's not just a minor dent in your savings. We're talking about potentially losing thousands of dollars. And what about your belongings? Laptops, cameras, phones, these are all items we take with us when we travel. But what happens if they're stolen during your trip, or your luggage goes missing in transit? Without insurance, you're left to replace these items out of your own pocket. And finally, let's not forget about natural disasters or political unrest. You might have booked your trip months in advance, but no one can predict an earthquake, a hurricane, or a political coup. If you need to evacuate or cancel your trip due to unexpected events, travel insurance can save you from a financial catastrophe. In conclusion, skipping on travel insurance might seem like a good way to save a few bucks at first. But when you consider the potential financial risks, it's clear that the cost of ignorance far outweighs the cost of a travel insurance policy. Travel insurance is not a luxury, it's a necessity. It's a small price to pay for peace of mind, knowing that you're covered no matter what happens. So the next time you're planning a trip, remember, don't ignore travel insurance. It's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. Still not convinced? Listen to these real-life stories from travelers who learned the hard way. Take Jim, for instance. His dream vacation to Thailand turned into a nightmare when he caught a nasty bug, landing him in the hospital for a week. Without travel insurance, he had to pay a hefty sum for his medical bills. Or consider Sarah, who was all set for her trip to the Swiss Alps. An unexpected family emergency forced her to cancel her trip at the last minute. Luckily, she had travel insurance that covered trip cancellations, saving her from a financial blow. And then there's Mike, whose luggage went missing on his way to Australia. Thanks to his travel insurance, he was able to replace his belongings without any out-of-pocket expenses. These stories are not exceptions, but realities that can happen to anyone, anywhere. Don't learn the hard way. Secure your peace of mind with travel insurance. Now that you understand the importance of travel insurance, how do you choose the right one for you? Well, let's dive into that. Choosing the right travel insurance is like tailoring a suit. It needs to fit you perfectly and cover all your needs. Let's start with the basics. First, you need to evaluate your risks. Are you an adventure junkie planning to skydive in New Zealand, or a laid-back traveler looking forward to a peaceful cruise in the Mediterranean? Do you have any pre-existing medical conditions? The answers to these questions will help you identify the type and extent of coverage you need. Second, consider the length and frequency of your trips. If you're an occasional traveler planning a 2-week vacation, a single trip policy might suffice. But if you're a frequent flyer or a digital nomad, an annual multi-trip policy could offer better value and convenience. Third, scrutinize the policy details. Look beyond the price tag and delve into the specifics. What's the coverage limit for medical expenses? Is evacuation included? Does the policy cover trip cancellation, interruption, or delay? What about lost or delayed baggage? Remember, the devil is in the details. Fourth, don't forget about the deductible, the amount you'll pay out of pocket before your insurance kicks in. A policy with a low premium might seem attractive, but it could come with a high deductible. Make sure this balance works for you. Last but not least, consider the reputation of the insurance provider. Check customer reviews and ratings. Look at their claim settlement ratio and the speed of their customer service. After all, an insurance policy is as good as the company standing behind it. Armed with these tips, you're now ready to navigate the world of travel insurance. Take your time, do your research, and make an informed decision. Remember, it's not just about buying protection, it's about buying peace of mind. Choose wisely, travel safely, and remember, you can't put a price on peace of mind.